I want to show you how to create an image that your children can color after you print it on Shrinky Dink or some sort of shrinkable material and then cut it. You can do most of these things with the exception of coloring and shrinking right here on Cricut Design. The first thing you want to do is to find your image, and I want to use a butterfly. I've got butterfly outline. Let's choose this one here and we will insert the image. Now that the image is inserted, let's blow it up a little bit, and what we're going to want to do is change this here to print then cut. Pretty easy. Now you could do this and send it to your printer and then your Cricut, except it would cut out all of these outlines. And we really don't want that because we want an image that your children can color. So we will select offset, keep the corners rounded, and it's set right now for 0.25 inches, but you can see we've got a lot of space here where we have holes. And we really don't want those. So we have two choices. We can make our distance on the offset a little bit bigger and get rid of some of those holes, or most of them, or we can go ahead and fill them in and then weld them in place. Let's first start by making this a little bit bigger. You can see most of them disappeared, and it's only about 1/3 of an inch. So let's apply that. Now you can see we have two here that we need to get rid of. So let's go over here to print then cut and select our offset. Now let's select a shape, and it doesn't really matter, a square will work just fine, but we need to shrink it way down for what we want. Bring it down here, cover this up, make sure it doesn't touch any of the lines. Hit Control C to copy, Control V to print again. Now we take that second square and go over here and cover the other dot that we have. Once we do that, we can select the offset. We can select with Control and then the click of a mouse, the left click, the basic cut and the basic cut for the square. Now what we want to do is weld those so it all becomes one image. So now we have one image. We can select this image and we can arrange it by send to the back. And here you see we have our outline and our image. Now let's change this to white, because if we don't, when we go to print this, it is going to show up with all of this gray outline. So we'll change the color. We're going to change it to white, so now you don't see it. Now we're just about ready to go now, except we haven't selected both of these and attached them. Select them, move down to attach. So no matter where you move this, it's all going to move together. Now once you have done that, you can select Make It. You saw that this was incompatible. The reason it was incompatible with the machine is because it was too big. It was wider than 6.75 and longer than 9.25. So grab your corner and move this down so you're smaller than this. Now this should give you 6 inches across, or close enough. If you want to make it exactly 6, simply go up here and type in 6 inches. And it will adjust it. And because it's locked, it'll stay in proportion. Now we're ready to make it. Select Make It. And what you're going to want to do is print, then cut. You don't need it mirrored for this. Click Continue. Now you're going to send it to the printer. Now I've already set my printer up, so it's going to print on photo paper glossy, which is what my Shrinky Dink material requires. And we're going to send to printer. Click on Print. You can use the system dialog if you want and make adjustments. But we're going to print. Go to Preferences. Again, I need to have high photo paper glossy, and we're good to go. Print. Okay, I stopped the video so you wouldn't have to listen to my printer go through its routine to print this out. So now we have it printed and we're ready to continue. Now we need to browse all of our materials. You may have to experiment to figure out exactly what thickness or what material your shrink material is closest to. In my case, I know that mine is closest to vinyl, to a stencil vinyl. So I can come down here to vinyl, to stencil vinyl, and select that. Select Done. And now it's ready to go. We have the tools and materials, and we're ready to rock and roll. Now, at this point, you need to hit Cancel. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but click Cancel. And yes, I want to cancel the cut. Now what I have to do is again cancel. Now I'm going to save this as color butterfly shrink and save. And now I'm going to create a new project, and I'm going to call up the very same project. Go to My Projects, select the butterfly shrink. Now I want to customize this, so select Customize down here in the bottom. You want to hide or turn off the actual butterfly, and all you want to do is cut your weld result, which is your background or your offset. So we turn that off. Now we click Make It, Continue. Yes, it should look just like that. It should look blank. Put down here, I have already printed. and now it's connecting the maker through Bluetooth. Again, I'm going to select my material again. And I want the stencil vinyl. Select Done. Make sure I've got my fine point blade in my machine, and then I'm going to press the load mat and then the Cricut button here. And because I don't have a camera over that, I'm going to go ahead and pause that now. Once your project is done, you should weed it and take it off your mat, select Finish. And now let me show you what you will get after you have completed the printing and the cutting process. This is what you will end up with: a image with a nice border around it. Your child can then color this with colored pencils. They can color it with ink pens, but not crayons. Crayons will melt. Now, and you want a hole in this, put the hole in it now. Don't wait, because if you do wait, it's going to take you a lot more work to get the hole in it. So again, now follow your manufacturer's instructions for baking and flattening. Please realize that each manufacturer is a little bit different, and it will take a little longer, maybe a little shorter. Mine will cook for about 3 minutes in a 300-degree oven. Once it is done, I'll take it out, lay it on a flat surface, and press down to flatten it, and we're ready to go. I hope this was a help. If you have any questions, please send them to me in the comments section, and you have a great day. Bye-bye.